digest so far has been pretty impressive, and we pushed the envelope in terms of him getting reps, kind of force feed him those reps, and adapt and adjust as quick as you can. But the thing that excites you obviously is his length. Is the number one thing that jumps out, but also his willingness to be physical. His willingness to be competitive, not only at the point of attack, but in coverage and getting after the passer. So he brings a different element for sure. When he can get on the same page as the other guys, which is he's improving every day on the mental aspect of it. I'm excited about his future.
He was at the front of the pack for the sprints and everything. Yeah. So is that just because of his personal drive, or is he really that fast, like every time?
Oh, he's fast. No, don't get me wrong. It's really deceptively. He's really quick and has tremendous balance for his length. You don't see a lot of guys that's like that with his proportions, but he's also really, with being quick, he can also cover all his wide ground with his limbs as long as they are. So yeah, he's fast, but he's also competitive. Every one of those he'll want to win for sure. And you saw those guys running. He stays near the front of the pack and not lead the pack.
What was your assessment of the tackle on Sunday's scrimmage?
Not good. Not good. I mean, I think cause for concern, yes, but also a little bit of you got to be. It's logical that might happen the first time you go full on live. There's a definite improvement that needs to be made. We're striving for that, obviously, every day. But that's something that we've stressed a lot this week, and it's been very evident to the players. Watching that when they play live for the first time. What kind of habits do you have when you go thud tempo, or where you go what we call whiz tempo, where there's no pads? So what kind of habits are you developing? What kind of habits are we coaching out of them? And the results obviously will be, you said, be determined in the game.
What have you seen from the freshmen and some of the guys who have transferred in?
Say it again.
What have you seen from the freshmen and the guys who have transferred in?
There's a tremendous amount of work the first 6 to 7 months here, developing our culture and within our own rooms. And there's an amazing amount of work put in by each position coach, each player, each person in the support staff that dealt with every position room. And we put a huge emphasis on culture. And part of the reason we did that is because we knew that it was going to be a unique roster. Times were changing in college football, so you're going to have a core group of guys that's going to be there. There's going to be a group of guys that won't be here next year. But the number one thing with that, I think a lot of times it's going to come down to who's got the better locker room and the culture that you build. So being able to have 6 or 7 months to establish that in your own position room, having new guys come in, they are now the minority in terms of they haven't been a part of the culture. The culture's established, but we're still working on it every day. It's a little bit different if all those guys came in all at one time and you're completely starting back over at zero. So you get 2 or 3 guys coming in the room. That culture's already set. There's a little bit of peer pressure in terms of the expectations, not only coming from me, but from the other guys. So with that being said, how have they been and how they've adjusted? The level of their adjustment is going to be the level of our leadership, as far as us as position coaches and people on the staff, but also the team leaders, the guys that are, the alpha males within that room. What are they okay with? What do they not say anything about? What do they call people out on whenever the coaches aren't around? It's our job to be able to do the same thing, but in order to be able to do that, you got to build trust to start, and I think we got a really good start on it the first half of this year by doing it with the current roster that we have.
We heard about Eric Gentry's interception in the scrimmage. What have you seen just from him? Where have you been impressed with how he's started?
I was saying earlier that the amount of ball that he's able to digest over the 11 or 12 practices has been pretty impressive. He's an intelligent kid, like he understands football. But also learning the techniques that we expect, being able to adjust on the fly, getting all the looks that we get from our offense. Those are things, for him, it's been impressive how much he's been able to digest. But, obviously his speed, obviously his length. And the thing I like the most about him is he is competitive, and he's a willing tackler. He's willing to be in the box. He likes being in the box. He likes to bang around on people. He takes pride in having a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, which I really like. But those are the things that that you'd want from anybody. Not just Eric, anybody. So competitive nature. This place is built on competing. You know, it's always been that way. The great ones here have been elite competitors. And we'll see what happens with this group.
Describe the competition right now at first team. Is it good?
The first team reps are real premium. So if you get first team reps, you know, that's you got to work to earn them. You know, we're not going to rotate a bunch of guys. The starters are going to be starters, and you know, we're going to allow guys to go out and go play their game, get in the flow of the game, and go make plays. So guys know that. So those 1 reps are extremely valuable. So if you get a 1 rep, it's got to mean something. You know, so if you get the chance to go out there with the 1s, it's a valuable rep. Not to diminish any rep from the 2s or the 3s. That 1 defense is a big deal. It's a really big deal. So how it's shaking up, you know, we'll see a little bit more after this week. But you know, it's kind of shaping into place. Guys are kind of falling into some roles. But you know, again, we'll find out more. You know, as we move a little bit further down the road.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.